When your cat climbs onto your chest and falls asleep, what do you think it means? Most people assume it's simple. Your cat is warm. Your chest is soft. End of story. But here's the strange part. Sleep is the most vulnerable moment in a cat's entire day. Every instinct in their body tells them to hide somewhere quiet, somewhere protected, somewhere no threat could reach them. Yet, instead of choosing a hidden corner, they climb on top of a human who is 15 times their size. And this is where it gets interesting. Because when a cat chooses your chest specifically, they're sending a message most owners never realize. In fact, animal behavior researchers say this moment may reveal one of the deepest emotional bonds a cat can form with a human. And if your cat does this regularly, you might be far more important to them than you ever imagined. But to understand why, we have to start with something most cat owners get completely wrong. When your cat sleeps on your chest, it feels adorable, maybe even a little inconvenient. But behind that small moment is a complex mix of instinct, trust, scent bonding, and emotional connection that cats rarely show openly. Most cats are independent creatures. They don't cling. They don't constantly seek reassurance. So when they choose a sleeping spot directly on your body, it means something. And by the end of this video, you'll understand 7 hidden messages your cat may be sending every time they fall asleep on your chest. But the last one is the most important, because if your cat suddenly stops doing it, it could mean something serious. Let's start with the first reason. Here's something most cat owners never think about. A sleeping cat is a defenseless cat. In the wild, predators attack when animals are resting. That's why cats usually choose sleeping spots that are hidden, elevated, or enclosed. So when your cat climbs onto your chest and falls asleep, they're doing something incredibly risky. They're exposing themselves completely. But here's the fascinating part. They only do this with someone they trust completely. Your breathing, your heartbeat, the movement of your chest rising and falling all become signals of safety to them. In other words, your cat isn't just sleeping on you. They're saying, I feel safe enough to let my guard down. And for an animal built on survival instincts, that's a huge statement. But trust isn't the only thing happening here. Because while they're resting on you, something invisible is happening too. Have you ever noticed your cat rubbing their head against you before settling down? Most people think it's just affection. But here's what most owners never realize. It's actually communication. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, forehead, and chin. When they rub against you, they're leaving behind a chemical marker that says, this is mine. But when your cat sleeps on your chest, something deeper happens. Your scent mixes with theirs. In the wild, cats that belong to the same social group share a colony scent. It's how they recognize family. It's how they know who is safe. So when your cat sleeps against your chest night after night, they're reinforcing a shared identity. You're not just their owner. You're part of their trusted circle. And if this is starting to make sense, take a second to hit like and subscribe. Because understanding cat behavior like this can completely change the way you see your pet. But the next reason might surprise you even more. Because part of your cat actually believes they're doing something important for you. This might sound strange, but many cats believe they have a job when they sleep near their human. Protection. Even though your cat might only weigh 10 pounds, their instincts still come from wild predators. And predators are wired to monitor their surroundings. When your cat sleeps on your chest, they're in the perfect position to sense changes. They can feel your breathing pattern, your heartbeat, your movement. And if something unusual happens during the night, they'll notice immediately. But here's where it gets interesting. Researchers studying domestic cat behavior found that many cats choose sleeping positions that allow them to watch the room. Some face the door. Some stay near the edge of the bed. And some choose the chest because it gives them the highest vantage point on your body. To them, it's like standing on watch. They may not actually fight off an intruder, but in their mind, they've taken their post. But protection isn't the only reason they choose your chest. There's another reason that's much more emotional. Cats are incredibly sensitive to rhythm. In fact, kittens grow up listening to their mother's heartbeat while nursing and sleeping beside her. That sound becomes one of the earliest signals of safety in their life. Now think about what happens when your cat sleeps on your chest. They hear your heartbeat. And for many cats, that rhythm is incredibly soothing. It reminds them of the security they felt as kittens. Your breathing becomes predictable. Your heartbeat becomes steady. Your body becomes a place where their nervous system can relax. This is why some cats need your chest before sleeping. It's a behavior left over from kittenhood. They're recreating a feeling of comfort that started when they were very small. But there's another hidden reason cats love this position. And it has to do with something your body produces without you realizing it. Most people underestimate how observant cats really are. But here's the strange part. Cats are extremely good at reading human emotional states. Your posture changes when you're stressed. Your breathing shifts when you're anxious. Even your scent changes because of stress hormones like cortisol. And your cat notices all of it. When they sleep on your chest, they're literally pressed against your emotional signals. They feel your heartbeat speed up. They feel when you move restlessly. They feel when you're calm. Over time, your cat learns what your normal emotional rhythm feels like. And when something changes, they know. This is why many cat owners notice their cat becoming extra affectionate during stressful or sad moments. They're responding to signals your body is sending automatically. But there's another hidden message your cat may be sending when they choose your chest. And this one reveals just how bonded they are to you. Cats are naturally crepuscular animals. That means their bodies are designed to be most active at dawn and dusk, not at bedtime, not during your sleep schedule. But bonded cats often do something surprising. They adjust their routine to match yours. Researchers studying domestic cat behavior found that many indoor cats slowly shift their sleeping patterns to align with their owners. They stay awake when you're awake. They settle down when you go to bed. And sometimes they choose to sleep directly on your chest. Why? Because that's when you're both resting. It's one of the few moments where your cat feels completely connected to you. But here's the part every cat owner should understand. Because if this nightly ritual suddenly changes, your cat may be trying to tell you something important. If your cat has slept on your chest for months or even years and suddenly stops, don't ignore it. Cats are creatures of habit. They repeat behaviors that make them feel safe. So when a cat breaks a routine this meaningful, there's usually a reason. Sometimes it's physical. If a cat is feeling pain or illness, they may isolate themselves. It's a survival instinct that helps animals hide weakness from predators. Other times it's environmental. A new pet, a new person, a change in routine. Even something small to you can feel huge in your cat's world. And sometimes it's emotional. Cats remembered negative experiences. If something scared them in the bedroom, they may avoid that space for a while. The important thing is to pay attention. Your cat once chose that spot because it felt completely safe. Helping them feel that safety again is the key to restoring that bond. So the next time your cat climbs onto your chest and falls asleep, remember something. That small moment isn't random. It's trust. It's instinct. It's communication in a language cats have used for thousands of years. Your heartbeat becomes their comfort. Your scent becomes part of their identity. Your presence becomes the safest place they know. And for an animal that evolved to survive alone, that's one of the greatest bonds they can offer. Because in their world, sleeping on your chest isn't just affection. It's saying something much deeper. You're my safe place.